Hello everyone, welcome to a quick episode of Trek Canon. Well, today we're going to be discussing Canon. I'm talking about the Canon version, right? Basically, things that are written in is by the writer or somebody in the writer's place to be authoritative in the story or in that literature or in that medium. All right, so here's the thing. Now, many times people get on here and they discuss what they think canon is, all right? And they give how they feel about it and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times I get on here and even myself and I'll say Star Trek Discovery is not canon. But in the same video, I'll say something like IDW's Planet of the Apes with Star Trek characters in it is canon. So Trek canon, what's the difference? Let me tell you exactly what the difference is, because there are two forms of canon. All right, there is the canon that is authorized, that a new writer come in and they'll give their version and they're authorized and licensed to do so, and they create a new canon, right? And then you have the people who watch the whatever that is or read whatever that is, their version of what they accept as canon. All right, so that's very important, because just like if I'm going to see a movie about Friday the 13th, right, there are certain things, there are certain elements, there are certain rules, there are certain boundaries that exist in that world, right, in that canon, that as viewers we have accepted as such. So if a new writer comes in, they decide, hey man, we're gonna put Freddy Krueger inside of a Friday the 13th. Wait, is Friday the 13th? Yeah, all right. We're gonna try to put a Freddy Krueger inside of a Friday the 13th, right? People are gonna be like, hey, we don't accept that as canon to Friday the 13th, even though the person or the studio was authorized to put that in there, in which case that movie does bad, right? And people don't go see it, because it's not, that's not what the rules and the boundaries of this realm is. Now, when I talk about Discovery not being canon, sure, it is Discovery is canon because somebody in some people was licensed to put this on screen, put this all together, write this, and that's what it is. However, I, as a viewer, I, as a Trekkie, I, as a Canonite, don't accept that as canon, right? Which is, and a lot of people didn't accept it as canon, which is why it did poorly, which is why the reviews of Discovery are terrible, which is why it was canceled when it was. I mean, where it tried to do so many changes to try to keep it afloat, try to correct so many of the things that they did that was against the boundaries set within the realm and universe of Star Trek, right? So again, there's two types of canon. There's the canon that a person is licensed to write within a bound, to create new boundaries and all that stuff and rules and all of that within the story. And then there is the canon that the viewers, the people accept, the people who buy this stuff, the people who spend money on the items and memorabilia and models and, the books and the lore and all that kind of stuff. It is the canon we accept. And if the person decides to write something into a universe that is as long-lived as Star Trek, and it's bogus, right? As a Canonite, I am free to say, no, I do not accept that into this universe. I do not accept Spore Drive into this universe. I do not accept that there was a female captain in Star Trek in before the original series, because they specifically stated in the original series that wasn't the case. All right, I do not accept a trill that could just be up inside a person and then, commune with all of the other trill people without this ceremony and all this kind of stuff, and exist just totally fine inside of a host that's not trill. Why? Because Commander Riker showed us that that's not the case in the Next Generation. So there are things in Discovery, a lot of things in Discovery that I, as a Canonite, I, as a Trekkie, somebody who was raised and who has studied the boundaries, the rules, the intricacies of the Trek universe, I just cannot accept as canon. And think about it, Scotty, introduce a Spore Drive to Scotty and see what he got to say about it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments.